We are going through ups and downs, no matter who we are, different in the way we talk, we think, and we actions. Then countless things. We are all different from one another. But have you ever noticed that we terribly face and find the right direction to deal with our problems? Have you ever noticed to try to keep positive things deep into your mind and knowing what we are doing and how we feel by that time? To me, I wish you to take those happy moments for granted, and my life's supposed to be like that. And then with exactly what I think that life's supposed to treat me well and filled up with happy should be last for years. But it also puts me in trouble when things won't work out for me or do not get the way as I want it should be. I act foolishly. I was trying to show and to prove to others like I am the most pathetic man in the world. I kept lying down the wheel of negative like I would never end, without finding a way out of it. At that time, I was blind enough to not understand the way I talked and how I treat others, making they tired of me when they saw me from afar. However, I was lucky enough to see things and know how my friends act that way and figure things to fix my bad behavior habits. This is the reason I want to share with you today. The 4 things that comes unexpected to me at the time I had to be alone to deal with and be responsible with my own problems and try to figure things out. Like one of my favorite English idioms say, when there's a will, there's a way. I start realizing that recognizing and working on our problems are the most important we need to do for ourselves before asking someone else to do that for us. That makes me remember when I was a freshman at the college. I was so negative at that time, and my friends seems like they were trying to keep a distance with me from afar. I am myself at that time hardly to accept the fact I must be the person who have to responsible for my own feeling. I was totally wrong for giving my friend the responsible to solve the problem for me. It is obvious true there's nothing can beat against time. After waiting and expecting someone who could hear me back then, one thing flashed on my mind at that moment is, why should I be the one who can solve my negative feeling and my inner chaos? I just do like a person having no clue with the belief that I can make myself feel better even not having someone to hear with. I start to force myself to do things that everyone often do with their friends, like go to the movie, eat out, the coffee shop, and many more. Just being like that for a while, I began from doing things from spending a little of money to the things I don't have to take money out of my pocket. Those are journaling, reading book, walking, and lastly, being anywhere I feel comfortable with. One day, I surprised because I realized that those are secret medicine to me when I feel stressed or exhausted. So I still keep doing one of them alternatively until now to give myself a little space to be with all my own and listening to my own thoughts. Journaling. We just need a book or just a simple page with any sign that you prefer. Then we can start writing anything we have in our mind. Write them down on the paper We don't even need to think about the grammar or structure. Just put a random endless of our thoughts on the paper. After you are writing all the things you have on your mind, that is a very good decision you have ever made. You know what? Because our thoughts and our voice in your mind is not ourselves when we are in the bad feeling. We also shown that we are good enough and generous enough to let them show themselves into the paper, the physical version. It sounds pretty hard to believe, but trust me, only you, no other, can give the experience and give you how they feel to you when you are not the one doing it. Doing it yourself, then you can tell how change in your thoughts. Reading book, we change. Another way I can say is we transfer our attention to dive into another people's story. Through that, maybe we realize somehow that we are more lucky than many people out there, or we separate ourselves for a moment focusing on the other story. Or maybe we can learn and feel indirectly other experience through the way they express under words. Reading somehow, it makes us feel gratitude for our lives. It words we read, we can feel it through our own feelings. It's totally objective. It might gently touch it or triggered in the feeling that have been high deep under for a long time. After going through a few pages, you feel stress feelings or negative feelings overall might graduate change from moment to moment, and then you will feel peace. And stress in your feeling is not as big as like the first time you get stressed. Walking. Going for a short walk will make you feel a bit better than staying in the house for all day. Because you make your body moving, will drive your concentration. Your thinking have to share a bit into your step. You are the person tend to doubt everything. You can take a small walk when you get stressed and then closely pay attention in that moment. I believe that you will feel a bit different within your own. Another thing I suggest that make sure you take at least small walks around 5 minutes. Don't you want to go back home and lay down to feel sad and pity about your things all day? Trust me one time, you will see. Lastly, I would recommend to you is just go to somewhere nearby the place you live where you can separate yourself from other disturbance like phone or crowded or whatever you feel good. Just sit in there and do nothing. That sounds really odd today, huh? I was remember back then I was walking to the small harbor nearby my apartment because I was very tired of being at home and feel sorrow for my personal things. I just know that I want to be outside, keep walking. It was on early evening. I lived in the young city, so the city nearly crowded and busy, even in the late at night. Now come back to what I being said earlier. I get there and sat right at the edge of the harbor. There's lights on the big boats where people usually have a date or celebrate some special events. Behind my back is a lot of vehicle passing. In front of me is a big river. I spent for an hour just sitting there and carry all of my negative feeling pouring out at that moment. Just sitting there and do nothing. And you know what? The longer I spend and staying with myself, the better I feel in my feeling and thinking. I gradually feel joy in myself. I feel happy about everything I got. I was happy to have a chance to see such a beautiful scene right in front of my eyes. Those look very normal as usual to me. In the time I was too much busy to feel and think. Before, I was overlooked and in front of me, and it's covered with a negative color. Such a waste of thinking, right? You know, I was lucky enough to recognize and how beautiful where I live and how lucky I was to live in this place. I believe that no matter what we are, those still bring special beauty in the place where you lived. Only we don't give ourselves a chance to feel and see it. That was a magical moment to me. Somehow I realized something changed in the way I looked at my emotions, like a healing cure, or something like saving my emotional and negative thinking. How that was so simple and easy to find without paying any penny. I have to get someone involved to make me feel better. I know for today, you and me, we are all busy with our things. We always complain that we don't have enough time to do this or that. But have you ever think about why we are so hard and ignore for our own feelings? Is it worth it? If we don't try to find a way to help ourselves, and how long we keep and hide to endure those bad emotions? How could it be disappear if we don't even care, right? Those are just the way I always do whenever I feel stressed or exhausted after a long day. I hope those are my experience method, that you can give it a try if you think it might help you in some way. And there's one thing I need to tell you is that it's not work instantly when you practice it, but it gradually make you feel even fine and know how to shift your negative thoughts slowly. So that is the end of today's video. If you do like the video or have another opinion, please give me a comment below to let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Thank you for taking the time to stop by, and I hope you have a happy and productive day ahead. See you in the next video. Bye!